What's up, everybody? Welcome back to this week's episode of the podcast. We have been off the past couple weeks. Very excited to have another one for you here today. We got a lot of ground to cover. A lot has been going on. Excited to get into it. If this is your first time checking out the podcast, generally we go through things that we've been doing on stream, on our Twitch channel, and also things here going on my end in life that sometimes our Twitch community doesn't get to see. So since the last time we had our podcast up, it was little Cliffy's birthday weekend, and I ended up taking him out to the movie theater for his surprise. We had the Nintendo. All that went well, by the way. His birthday was awesome. I had a great weekend with him. He was super surprised. I'm sure Schmarkus will throw some images up here for you. It was great. I ended up having my little brother and my buddy Ross meet us out there at the movie theater, and we just chilled for like 3 hours and got to hook up his Nintendo, and we played Smash Brothers, and we played Mario Maker 2. We played a multiplayer. He got to play Mario Odyssey, and I think the last thing he did was Bugsnax, but it was so much fun. He really enjoyed it. We had a great time. I was talking about it, prior to us getting into it and going forth with planning that it was kind of a lot of money to get all that set up, but man, it was so worth it. It was a blast, and I think he'll remember it for a long time. Also, he ended up getting his Super Mario themed Nintendo Switch, which ended up getting him a couple games for it, and he's been enjoying that a lot, and got him a couple of those Gujitsu toys and stuff. So he was definitely spoiled this birthday for sure. This will be one to remember. This one will be a hard one for me to compete with in the future, but I tried explaining to him that the reason his birthday was so grandiose this year was, because the past 2 years, COVID had kind of wrecked it. And they made it so he couldn't have a party. I know that, like, in any other circumstances, he would have loved. He's been making friends at school and stuff, and he would have loved to have, friends over to hang out, a few buddies from school and whatnot. So maybe next year for that. But I think this year we got it taken care of, and we had a lot of fun doing that. So also, outside of that, just on stream since the last time we talked, we got into some Super Mario World ROM hacks. I forget if we had started Akogari or not, but since we've played Akogari, Mario World, and also Invictus, and those are two hacks that I had. Akogari really more so was a hack I was looking forward to a lot prior to me getting into playing Hyper 6, which kind of sidelined me from Super Mario World ROM hacks for a long time. It was really awesome getting to play it. Akogari was a lot of fun, and shoutouts to Mega Scott for making it. Akogari 2 also just dropped recently. Maybe there's a chance that makes it into our Finally tour coming up, which we'll talk about here in a little bit as well. But I gotta say that while Akogari was really fun, Invictus really blew me away. They both were great, but Invictus was, I feel like, it was really unexpected how much fun I had with that, because I was looking forward to Akogari, but I wasn't really, it's not that I wasn't expecting much, I just didn't really know much about Invictus, so like there wasn't much for me to be hyped about, and I hadn't really looked into it too much. I tried to do my best to stay, unknowledgeable about the game, but man, Invictus was fucking awesome. Shoutouts to Juz, an incredible job on the game. The level design was awesome, and I feel like the difficulty too was kind of like and that probably played into it a little bit more. The difficulty, I felt there was a significant challenge there for sure for me, but I was also able to maintain like consistent progress. Level design was awesome. Music was awesome. Just, there's a lot of really cool things. A ample amount of trolls. Just Cook was banned, unbanned, and rebanned many, many times throughout our playthrough, but nothing but respect for that hack for Just Cook. We also were able to get a significant amount of memes to come out of the Invictus playthrough. We got a nice emote with our Big Soup Energy, our Cliff Progresso emote, which will probably be going by the wayside sometime soon. And also, one of the greatest memes to ever bless the chat, in my opinion, when we were doing face mashups on stream, led to the creation of BJ Chili Peppers, who, if you don't know, is my new water bottle that has been blessed by the Beast 721. And this is the Beast. I have some merch from some of my friends. I've got t-shirts from some of my friends. But Beast had been hanging out in our chat. And I'm like, Beast, I don't have anything from you. Beast is promoting this water bottle. I was like, I gotta get one, dude. If I'm gonna have the energy, if I'm gonna have the spirit inside of me, I need Beast to hook it up here. And so I found out, he told me which one he gets. This is the same water bottle he has. Dude, I even got the flip top. I got the flip top, the same one he has. And then I had Beast pick what was going to be on the side of the bottle, personalized, and he leaned into the meme, which shout outs to Beast. I'm excited to try this. I only didn't fill it up because I wanted to be able to flex it like this, like a commercial, and I feel like if it were with water, I didn't want it to like slip and destroy my whole streaming setup. But yeah, overall, man, Invictus and Akogari, both a great time. I think that there's a really good chance that we get into Akogari 2. That makes an appearance sooner rather than later. I don't know. I'll keep my eyes, I guess, open up for, any other ROM hacks, SMW ROM hacks that are out there that people want to see. And if you enjoyed watching our, Akogari and Invictus playthroughs, and there's some other hacks that you've seen that you want to watch me play, or you think it would be cool to see me play, by all means, feel free to let me know. Either if you're watching this on YouTube right now, you can tell me down in the comments, or, obviously anytime we're on Twitch streaming, which is all the time, pop in and tell me, or jump in our Discord. I'm very available. That's all I'll say. If you ever want to get a hold of me, there's a P.O. box. I mean, you send a smoke signal probably, and it'll be Cliffy's typing. It's just me getting the fire ready. In addition to that, some stuff behind the scenes. Back to behind the scenes. Our cookbook is almost done. Shout out to Blargo and Cassandra, who've been busting their ass trying to get everything together with that. For anybody who doesn't know, first off, I'm really into cooking. It's a talking about food. It's a big thing a reoccurring thing on our streams. And I thought it would be cool to do something a little different. And so back, I think it was in January, we had everybody submit to this cookbook their favorite recipes and stuff. So we got a whole bunch of recipes from people in our community, and I've got a couple of mine that are going to be going in there as well. Blargo and Cassandra have done a great job, and I can't wait to show you all. Maybe I'll see if maybe we can get a sneak peek of a page or two to go into this video. I have to consult the council to see if I'm allowed to leak some of the design, but it looks so good, and it's so much work because all of it has to it's all custom, because all the recipes, they're all different sizes, nothing is uniform at all, and in order to get all that laid out, it's just a ton of work. And I got a lot of respect and a lot of thanks and gratitude for Blargo and Cassandra for being willing to jump into this project, because it's a massive project. But it's almost done, and there's some stuff that needs to get taken care of on my end. And so this weekend, I'll be looking to do that and help get us to a place where we're very close to releasing it. But yeah, keep your ears open for when that's dropping. We are going to have a free version of it digitally for everybody, because I wanted everybody in our community to be able to have access to it. But also, it is our intention to release a hardcover version of it, with the proceeds going to charity. And I'm looking to try to work with a food drive. There's the Greater Chicago Food Drive, I think, is the one that I'm trying to look at working with. And I've got to get, that's another thing I got to get set up. But, looking to do something cool with our community, and also, be able to do a little good if we can with what we can. So very much looking forward to that. Again, I'll try to take care of what I got to take care of this weekend to make that come out as soon as possible for everybody. And also this weekend, speaking of things that need to get figured out, things I need to get finalized, we have the Finally Tour coming up next week, and I'm really, really excited for it. There's been a lot of mental legwork put into it so far. For anybody who doesn't know, we're bringing back an event that we did last year, where I went through and played a bunch of games that are super well-known, loved games, highly rated, reviewed, whatever you want to call it. Games that I just missed out on, for one reason or another throughout the years. I think it went really well last year. I had a lot of fun with it. It was only really meant to be like a 2 or 3 month thing, and it went way past that because we just kept adding games to it. And last year, some of the games included like Breath of the Wild and Red Dead Redemption 2, and I'd played older games too, like Super Metroid I'd never played, any of the Donkey Kong Country games, and so it was a lot of fun to be able to play that, and also to just it was fun on a couple different levels, because there's a lot of games like that people in our community have really strong feelings for, or they're games that people just love, and so to watch somebody play through it for the first time is really exciting. And just to see that, like, how interested everybody in our community were for these different games. Everybody was like super into it. And then also just for me, like being able to, you know, have the freedom to play all this different stuff, all these different games, which, you know, I feel like I'm pretty lucky when it comes to streaming, that we could not only play, we can pretty much stream anything, and we kind of have, and our community has been there in full support of all of my shenanigans. But even that being said, like sometimes there are games that are just like longer playthroughs and longer commitments for me to just kind of like go into when it comes to streaming, you know. So like if there's a game that's going to take, you know, 30, 40, 50 hours, like I don't generally just dive into stuff like that, because, you know, it's a long period of time. A lot of games don't really like if people are coming in halfway, it's not as fun of an experience. But I think having the framework set up of this larger event gives me the out to do that, and then everybody's kind of on the same page knowing that. And so, yeah, that's going to be kicking off this upcoming week. If you haven't seen, I'm sure Schmarkus will have something for you here as well. Schmarkus, you got a lot of work to do this video. There's a lot of pop-ups on screen. Just like shit, like everywhere. I just have a feeling Schmarkus is going to have me like spaghetti coming out of my hands or something silly. Sorry, spaghetti hands got me off track. There's a lot of games coming out. There's a lot of games on the list. We've already revealed some of them. We sneak peeked them to people. You'll probably see it as well. But I got to figure out what's first, what we're starting with. And we're going to be doing 2 playthroughs at a time. Same format as we had last year. For those of you who don't know, I stream Sunday through Thursday nights on Twitch and Tuesday through Friday mornings. And I like to have them separate because there's only certain people who can watch at nights and certain people who can watch in the mornings. So I really want to be able to have people experience the whole journey if they're able to, if it's at their normal time slot. So yeah, we got 2 brand new playthroughs that are going to be starting up this week. And I just got to sit down and figure out what's the best way to kick things off, and what are going to be the right 2 games to get things rolling here. So again, just more work this weekend, pile it up. But yeah, outside of that, that's pretty much been it for us. That's kind of the gist of everything that's gone on here. As far as like gaming news and stuff, in the past couple weeks, there hasn't been anything really super major in my eyes. A couple big things to note. I would say Xbox/Microsoft has had a couple things go down. First off, they've got a buttload of the Bethesda games on Game Pass now. If you haven't seen, pretty much, I would say probably like there's so many Bethesda titles. Like the Elder Scrolls games are on there, all the Doom games are on there. I think it's another really solid play by Microsoft continuing to go all in on their Game Pass. It's just awesome. It just continues to bolster how good of a deal that game is. I feel like every other podcast we get on, and I just talk about how awesome a service that is. Microsoft has been killing it in that department. And I have to imagine that, you know, they're seeing good results from it because they're pushing it really, really hard. So, you know, I feel like subscription-based gaming for sure is going to be, especially with Microsoft doing it so damn well, it's showing that it can be done, and people are willing to do it. I think enough people are willing to, you know, stay on that all digital path, and people are okay with, you know, not necessarily owning their games as much as it is just renting them. But I feel like if you make it really easy for people, and you give people a lot of options, and options that are of quality, I think like it's a no-brainer, like that's going to work. And I think they've done a great job with that. The other thing that Microsoft has been in the news for recently, is that Microsoft is rumored to be looking into buying Discord. And it was trending on Twitter a couple nights ago. Microsoft, I think the rumored was $10 billion for the sale of Discord, which, I mean, they would be getting their hands on something that is heavily ingrained. I feel like Discord at this point, at least on Twitch, is for sure like the #1 method for people to communicate. You know, if you have voice chat, and, you know, most Twitch streamers have a Discord community of their own. I feel like there's not even really much competition as much as there was, like, you know, back in the day, like Ventrilo, or I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. There was another one that Twitch ended up taking. So I don't know. I can't tell you if $10 billion is what that's worth. I have no idea. But to be able to get themselves further ingrained into their player base, essentially, has to be worth something and worth a lot. And I don't know how I feel about, it's oftentimes when there's larger corporations. I mean, Discord's pretty big, but when larger corporations are taking over a thing, oftentimes they start doing, messing with some of the core values and core things that made the initial thing cool. And I don't know. I feel like it probably, out of all the companies that could do it, I feel like if Microsoft did it, I feel like we could see some cool stuff with it. I'm trying to think of like ways in recent history that hasn't gone so well. Instagram is probably, or actually the Oculus? I was going to say Instagram being integrated with Facebook, but that's not it. It's the Oculus, right? Is the VR headset that you have to log in with Facebook in order to play it or make it an account. And stuff like that is I don't know. That is super off-putting to me. And hopefully we wouldn't see something like that. Like, I do not want to have to continually log in with my Microsoft account to get on Discord. Although you could probably just set up something automatic, but it could be worse. Like, I could see a different company taking. I think Microsoft has been making some solid moves and some solid plays recently. So yeah, I don't know. I don't think it would be the worst thing to happen, but who knows? It's not set in stone. It's not it hasn't actually been bought. I believe it's just rumors at this point, but I don't know, something interesting to keep your eyes on to see if your Discord experience is going to be changing anytime soon. But yeah, that's pretty much been it. I can't really think of too much else gaming news wise. I know the Mortal Kombat movie is supposed to be coming out sometime soon. Very excited for that and what I've seen on that. I'm trying to think games coming up. Pokemon Snap and Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, Pokemon Snap, both coming out soon within the next couple months. Very excited for those. Also, should be noted that those will be carving out their own spot in our playthroughs. We'll definitely make sure to take a short break from the Finally Tour for brand new playthroughs like those when they come out. I think those are really like the two only big ones that I can see on the horizon, those that are like for sure day one plays for me on Twitch. But I think that's mostly it for us. The only other thing that we have is our emails to get into today. So we got 2 emails to get into. And again, if you've got something you want to ask me, sometimes like I'm pretty open when it comes to streaming on Twitch. You can talk to me about mostly anything, but some things are a little bit more, they have to be a quicker and off the cuff because there's a lot of people to talk to and lots of conversations to be had. If you've ever got something you want to ask me and you want to get a little bit more long form answer or my opinions on it, you can send in your questions to me at my email at cliffyvg@gmail.com. Just put Cliffy questions in the title. So I know how to separate it and try to keep things organized. But our first question comes from Klaus. Klaus here again. Your theater experience with little Cliffy is probably going to be a memorable one for him with video games. What's your most memorable video game experience as a child? So shout outs to Klaus. I think I have 2. I think I've got 2 really memorable ones. And there's probably more than that, but like 2 big ones that pop out to me. One would be getting my Nintendo 64 for Christmas. My mom got it for me, and getting to play Super Mario 64 and Wave Race, and that was a really big one. And I've got a couple other ones attached to that, I guess, like smaller ones. Getting like a WCW NWO Revenge. I think I got that for my birthday because I think that came out in October. That wasn't like a launch title for the 64 yet. So I think I got that for a birthday, but that was awesome. Vividly remember, birthday parties, like sleepovers and stuff. Playing Turok was another smaller one. But yeah, getting my N64 for Christmas was definitely a major one for me. So I also hope that, little Cliffy getting his Switch, in addition to the movie theater thing, him getting his first console is very memorable for him. So that's one. The other one would be actually at my dad's house. There was, I don't know, I think it was for my birthday. But there was one day I came home from school. I think WWE SmackDown on PlayStation would I forget if it was PS1 or PS2. And it had just come out, and I think it was a Friday. I had been wanting to go like buy it or rent it or whatever, or play it. And my dad had like gone to the video store. I think, man, I'm going to have to ask him. I forget if he went to the video store. My memory's foggy on it now. I forget if he went to the video store or just bought it. I think he went to the video store. I think he went to the video store and rented it And either way, when I came home, like, it was the only thing that had been on my mind. Like, hell yeah, this is going to be awesome. I got a couple days ahead of me. I'm going to get to play this game. I'm going to ask my dad. But it was like all set up. My dad had it like, it was like already rented and like just chilling there. And it was just, I don't know. It was really like, it was like that extra effort that was like really stands out to me. You know what I mean? And it's like, it wasn't like the biggest thing, but it was like it was a really nice gesture and definitely one that sticks out in my mind. That for sure. I also remember us getting a PS2 at my dad's house, and getting Jak and Daxter is another huge one. There's a lot of them. Once I start going down this this path, I'm starting to unearth all these other dope ass memories of like huge amounts of dopamine. So shout outs to both my mom and my dad for, you know, creating those experiences for me, which has in turn helped shape this path that I've gone down. But yeah, I think those are the two big ones. Some other ones scattered in there. Our other question today, and again, shout outs to Klaus. Our other question today comes to us from Vox Futuro. And this is a good one, talking about streaming. How do you balance what games you play based on your interest versus the community's interest? It seems like the community in general has fun when you have fun, but not every game is everyone's cup of tea. Yeah, again, thank you, Vox, for that. That's a little bit longer question for a longer answer, I guess, for sure. I would start off by saying it's hard to try to figure all that out. Again, like I spoke to a little bit ago, I've been really lucky with streaming in that I feel like my community backs me on many, many things that I like to play, and you all have always shown me a lot of support for whatever it is that I'm into, and I'm very thankful for that. But at the same time, I don't just take that knowledge and just go and do literally whatever I want. I also do take into account what people are enjoying and what people want to see. You know, it's a mix, honestly, and it really depends. You know, oftentimes I will get into things that I'm really enjoying. I'm open to just being like, okay, I'm going to do this on this day. And I would say that is probably in general how I, like, if I don't know what I'm doing, if I don't have a game plan for stream, I just go based off of what I'm feeling. But, you know, after I've been doing that for a while, part of my brain, the way it works is like, okay, Cliffy, you've done X game for this night. You've done this for this night. You've done things you wanted to do. What do the people want to see? And like, let me put out something that I think a lot of people will enjoy. And so it's constantly just a balance of trying to figure out what it is people want to see and what it is that I'm going to enjoy. Ultimately, the two have to kind of synergize a little bit, because even if it's what the people want to see, like if I'm not having fun with it, like if whatever it is, I'm not having a good time, or if I'm getting burnt out on it, ultimately there's not really much I can do about that, because that's going to shine through. Like I could try to put on a happy face and like whatever, but like if like a game is, you know, really like poorly made, or if it's like, you know, there's very inherent problems with this thing, like you're going to see it. Like I kind of wear my emotions and my, you know, all that kind of on my sleeve. I try to be very transparent with everything. And so that is like one of the ways that doesn't work super well. It's hard for me to just continue doing something if I'm not into it. But I don't know. I do my best, I guess, is the best answer for that. I do my best to try to accommodate and give people what they want. I always try to let people know that they can be very vocal with me with, you know, what they want to see. But yeah, I think it's a back and forth. And, you know, another thing that I like to do is, and I think it's a thing that people like, because I don't know, you're still here, people are still watching, at least for now, is I like to create, you know, like events. You know, I like to make a bigger deal out of things than they actually are. That sounds not great, but I think that people really enjoy getting invested into something. And so like, you know, the idea that we played Aquagari and linking that up with Invictus back to back, so that we had like this section of streams that was just me doing, you know, first playthroughs of SMW hacks. I think there was like some crossover there, obviously, from people who enjoyed Aquagari to people who also enjoyed Invictus. And so like, even if they're not full blown events, like how the Finally Tour is, or, you know, we do a scary thing we play scary games in October. Even if they don't, not everything has like a big grandiose, there's graphics made and a title for what we're doing. I'm always trying to set up like, you know, something like present our community with a viewing experience, for like lack of like a better word. That sounds like super, you know, I've already used the word synergize once, but it sounds like just like buzzwords. But that's really what I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to set up like, you know, like put it on a platter and be like, this is what we're doing, as opposed to just a bunch of random shit out of a bag, which honestly is what this past week has been, because we got done with Invictus. And so that's kind of like, that'll happen more in between these like event style things that I have in my head. So, you know, we finished Invictus, and this week was still cool, man. Like we got to do, I got to play video games with Ike, which I haven't done in a while. We got to play board games with our community, which I guess is another one. People seem to enjoy that. I'm going to try to do my best to make sure that we can get that in a little bit more often. Something I've definitely slacked on in the past, you know, half year or so. I mean, obviously you all are what matters, you know. Without our community, I'm a dude just playing video games. That's all this is. So I always try to keep you all in mind. The other thing too, the other part I was thinking about this earlier before the podcast when I read this question. The other part about this too, when you talk about not everybody being into, you said it seems like the community in general has fun when you have fun, but not every game is everyone's cup of tea. And I totally get that. And so like it can be hard, you know, when it comes to like new people, but I feel like I always try to bring something different to my playthrough of a game. And like I always try to obviously, you know, make it as entertaining and exciting. It's a much different, I like to think that it's a much different experience watching me play something as opposed to just watching it on YouTube, you know. And I like to think that no matter what it is, no matter what the game is, that I'm bringing some sort of entertainment value, or, you know, either from our community, you know, some sort of value outside of just the game itself that people enjoy. And I think it has. I think I've been able to do it. And I think the fact that, you know, I do stream so much different shit, and not only just games wise, but like events and stuff that you know, people have been into it and been enjoying it. So I feel like I've done a decent job of it, and I don't know, that's kind of how I operate and how I will continue to do so. So yeah, Vox, I guess I hope that answered your question. But yeah, that's been it for us this week. Our podcast, another one in the books. I hope you all have enjoyed it, and we'll try to get these. By the next time you see us, we will already be in the midst of the Finally Tour. I'm sure we'll have more to talk about with whatever games we're getting in there. Yeah, other than that, thank you very much for watching. If you want to be, you know, more invested with our community, more involved, make sure to jump in the Discord. You can always come watch us on Twitch. And other than that, just have a great day.